All right, the LA Chargers get an unexpected gift. And if you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel fully dedicated to the Chargers. So gives you kind of an outsider's look into your team. And this one is awesome because it kind of impacts the Lions as well. And I just love it. So let's talk about it. First, we're going to get back to this, but this is kind of the available free agents and different people that you could trade for, kind of ranks them. PFF ranks them. We're going to get back to that in just a second. But here's the gift that you get is, remember, Joe Ortiz had talked about really being into compensatory picks, and you get 3 of them. And one of those guys was your old Gerald Everett. The Chargers are projected to receive a 6th-round pick for losing Everett last offseason. Now, remember, you didn't lose Keenan Allen. You traded Keenan Allen. It's like, oh, man, that seemed like, what are we doing? Awesome. You know what? That Band-Aid was ripped, and it's just like, great. He didn't blow up for the Bears, and it's like, all good. Other one, Everett, let him walk. He signs a deal. All he does is catch 8 passes for 36 yards. So I think a lot of times we forget that your general manager has to be good at evaluating talent and who to bring in, but also who to let go. So Gerald Everett, I mean, he looks sweet. He's like this tight end that's like, man, what is this new age tight end? Let's go, baby. And it's like, no, get out of here. And he goes to the Bears. They sign him to a 2-year deal and does nothing. So then you can go over here and look. This is huge because this is all your draft picks, right? So you get a comp pick here, here, and here. That's 3 more picks added on to already having a lot of picks, and it's just a numbers game at this point late in the draft. Meaning, man, throw me 3 extra picks. I can hit on one of those. That's all you can ask for. So it's like, oh yeah, thanks a lot, Bears, for screwing up. And by the way, that's the whole thing. He was released. So not even. A, you let him walk. You don't have to sign him. B, you get a comp pick. C, he doesn't go and do anything, right? That'd be tough. But you saw that the guys that you let go just didn't do anything. So I love seeing that. Now, why is this so important? You take this over, and PFF did an article about why building through the draft is the key. How do you build offensive line? Anything through the draft. You have to have draft picks, right? The more, the better. So I'm just talking about. So it's awesome. And it's great to see. And so real quick on this, no team has done a better job building its offensive line through the draft. The team struck gold with left tackle Jordan Mailata in the 7th round of 2018. The former rugby star was PFF's highest graded in the league this season, regardless of position. Yeah. Like, seriously, come on. And the Lions just did this too. They just took a monster guy from another league. It was a Canadian league type of thing. Looking for this. You're just looking for it. Becton, a former 1st round. The Eagles had a void when Jason Kelsey retired, and they got Cam Jurgens from right guard to center. The results were seamless. All 5 starters ranked among the top 20, respectively. The Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Lions, all through the draft except for Zeitler, who they got last year. Beautiful. Philly, Detroit, Tampa. Here we go here. This is the recipe for success. If you look around the league, you'll see other teams such as the Chargers. The team had a major offensive line concern heading into last season, but they got Joe Alt. They got Rashawn Slater, Zion Johnson, and now they've got draft picks to go get other guys, right? That is what you have to have. You have to build the offensive line through the draft, and I'm really excited to see how the Chargers do that and what they're going to do, because if you go over here, this is the final offensive line rankings, and you go to the Chargers, 21. By the time, this is PFF, and they're putting it all together, and it's all good. You can argue different ways, but my point is 21. So this is great news if you're a Chargers fan. If you were, you already had a great offensive line, it's like, oh man, no, there's so much room to grow. And so to see the Chargers at 21 here, it's like, let's go. Rashawn Slater was your best player, but you can see the 2 areas where it's like, boy. So interior offensive line is where the Chargers are going to focus. They've got the picks to do it. go back here, and you can see all the picks that you have. And then mock draft selection, 3 rounds, wide receiver, edge, tight end. And that's just probably not how it's going to go. Offensive line, Jim Harbaugh, it's just they know how important it is. And so I'd be surprised if this was what they did. Because if we go here, we can see there's Tyler Booker, Alabama. Boom. He has been projected right in this early 20s range, and he's an interior offensive lineman. Take him right there at 22. Would love that. Let's see here. Because I think that's the biggest thing is there's not a lot of interior offensive linemen in the first couple rounds. So maybe you focus later on in the draft at getting these guys. But yeah, there's the tight end, Mason Taylor. There's a lot of good tight ends, and tight end would really help as well. Like, we know that. So, yeah, just there's a lot of holes still on the watch out. There's a lot of holes still on the roster. And I think you need weapons too, right? So we keep talking about that. So it's like, all right, crap. Need weapons. Also need offensive line. But I think if you're a Chargers fan, you got to be excited about you got a mature franchise that's not going to screw around with things like, I don't know. They're just going to make good decisions, and you can kind of trust it and know what they're working towards. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Yesterday, I asked you what kind of dog you had. A lot of people commented on that. That was great. So a lot of dogs out there. Dogs are great. Got a cat too, which not sure what to think of the cat, because cats, man, they're not your friend. Like they'll be your friend when they want to be, but overall they're not your friend. And they don't need you. They could go outside right now and live forever. They don't need you. Dogs need you. If you ever see like a stray cat, you don't think twice. You're just like, oh, there's a cat outside. You see a dog and no one's around, it's like, oh my gosh, like, what's wrong? Where's the owners? Like, we've got to save this thing. Cats, just completely different, man. Cats they're not your friend. That's just remember that. Whenever you're cuddling up with your cat and you think, oh, this is so great, the thing doesn't need you and could just gouge your eyes out in a second. All right, let me know your thoughts. We'll see all of you on the next one.